Hey peeps, I'm Rick Roberts, and this is Rick Roberts Life, the podcast where we talk about my faith, my thoughts, my life, and today is Motivation Monday. Now, what I want to talk to you about is a little law called the law of accumulation. Now, in case you haven't heard my seminars, we actually talked about this not too long ago, and they say that behind every great success is a bunch of sacrifices, efforts that were done in secret that no one really ever sees or appreciates that help lead you to that point of change. And so I want to encourage you today that all the stuff that you are doing, all the things that you're doing in secret, all the skills, all the new information you're doing to help enhance the thing that you're looking to do is actually leading you closer to your greatest moments of success. Now, once again, like I said, no one really sees them. No one really appreciates all these efforts. No one appreciates the fact that you get up and you work hard and you have this drive. No one appreciates all the work you're putting in the back end, trying to get things organized and looking a certain way. No one appreciates the fact that you're reading the book, that you're looking at little bits of information in your spare time, that you're obsessing in a positive way about the thing that you're passionate about. No one sees that over the years you have been casting your eyes and opening your ears to different information to unlock your mind to be able to think this way, to be able to act this way. All these little habits and efforts and sacrifices has been leading up to this moment of change and success. You are on your way. Do not quit. Do not give up. Because once again, with the law of accumulation, you can't pick and choose what good results is going to lead you to your greatest success. It all counts. It all matters. And so everything that you do matters. And I want you to know that as you're living your life, you are getting one step closer to that great breakthrough that you've been waiting for. There's a person I want us to look at from the Bible. I mentioned him a while ago in my podcast. I'm going to bring him up again today. His name is Joseph. Now, Joseph, he had this dream of being a very powerful, influential person. But he went through a lot of things that seemed to take him the complete opposite direction. And as he was sold into slavery, as he was put in jail, as he was sitting there rotting and thinking that nothing was going to work out for him, everything came to a point where he had his breakthrough. You see, the thing about Joseph, even though it seemed like things wasn't going his way, he was still faithful. He was still diligent. He was still committed to doing the right thing. He was still committed to being true to himself. Even though it seemed like things wasn't going his way, he still was true to himself. And as long as you're true to yourself and you continue to do the right thing, regardless of if everyone's looking or if no one's looking, you will get to where you need to be in the end. And that's one of the great things I take from, the story of Joseph, is that he was faithful and he was honest to himself, even though he was sold into slavery, even though he was rejected by his brothers, even though he was put in jail. He was true to himself and he didn't give up. And that's what I want you to do. Be true to yourself and continue to work when no one's watching. Continue to work when no one appreciates what you're doing. And also to have pride in your work. Be happy with what you're doing. Do something in such a way that's going to make you smile because you put yourself, you put your all into it. That's what you can do. Continue to be true to yourself. And to be true to what it is that you're doing because it's worth it. Don't shorten it. Don't cheapen it. What you do is important. So respect it and continue to keep doing the best you can with what you have, where you are right now. And like I said in my previous podcast, I'll say it again today. If Joseph wasn't locked up, if Joseph wasn't sold into slavery, if Joseph wasn't abandoned by his brothers, would he have ended up being the next most powerful person in Egypt? I don't know. I mean, God is good and God has, a plan for us. But the way in which it happened was God's plan. God allowed each and everything to fall into place the way that it did, so that way it can unravel into the great success that Joseph had. And so for you who lived your life and you felt like people have turned against you, that you've had a bad deal, that, nothing seems to be working out even though you're doing the right things, hang in there. Continue to keep working. Don't quit just yet. Don't give up just yet. Keep moving forward, because everyone who is successful today has had the resolve to keep going, even though it seemed like it was going nowhere. And so what I want you to do is I want you to continue to make up your mind to keep working, to keep moving forward, even though it seems like it's not going anywhere, because this is what you're meant to do. This is what you're passionate about. And even if it seems like a huge failure, doesn't mean that you can't still do an aspect of this. You may have to mold it, you may have to change it, but it may end up being something far greater than you ever imagined it to be, because you've learned a new way of doing it. And this is why it's so important to just get started. A while ago, I was talking about how so many people keep saying, oh, I'm waiting for the resources. I'm waiting for, everything to be just right. And when it comes to growing and moving forward, sometimes you just have to make your effort work for you. You have to make your start work for you, and you have to adjust along the way, because as you move, the way that you thought it was gonna be isn't reality. And as you realize what reality is, and you try to call your vision into real life, you then have to do this dance. You have to find a way to make it work to be able to be a real living thing. It's the same thing with relationships. You have an idea of how your relationship's going to be with your partner, with your children, and then when you start to actually experience life with these, with these relationships, you realize that it's not all fairy tales and rainbows. You have to do work, you have to do regular maintenance, and you have to be willing to be there when it doesn't feel good. You have to be there when it doesn't feel convenient. You have to be there when you're not appreciated, and you have to be there regardless, because you are resolved to make this work. You're resolved to hold up your side of what you said you were going to be and what you said you were going to do. And as you continue to be faithful and to be strong and to weather the different seasons of life, you will see that your hope, your dream, your passion will mature into a purpose. But you have to be willing to commit yourself to your passion, to commit yourself to what it is that you're doing, and to not give up, but to be willing to adapt, to mold, to change, to be able to find a way to make this work, because this is what you're meant to do. This is what's important to you. And I wouldn't let anyone snatch it away so easily. They have to pull it from your fingers. They have to do everything they can to rip it from you, because you're not going to let this thing go without a fight. And this is a fight you don't intend on losing. So continue to keep working hard. Continue to smile in the storm. Continue to shake off all those bad things and to put them in the right perspective, because all those things that's happened to you thus far is helping you to figure out a way that you can think and function that's going to be unique enough to make a difference in this world. You are unique, you are different, and you are valuable. So keep your head up and keep moving forward. I'm Rick Roberts, and you stay classy. Bye.